impossible to win this round. Still though, a second, and it's enough. Audio with a Red Bull clutch. Oh my god.
Joking.
When I come through, I'm the only one they'll talk to. Gonna heat it up, I'm bulletproof.
Last line of defense for the A side on the post plan. Flower on the flank. Bravo comes in for the trip kill.
But that's too
One enemy remains.
I'm the star of this show. Now you know.
Tara needs to go for a save. There's that first one tap.
Remaining.
Oh, what a swipe there!
But that's too damn bad.
Lacey goes down, hearing the footsteps now. The first, the second, and the third.
Get used to it.
You're just making it look so easy, just like apple pie.
It's gonna have to be an ace to pull it off with 3 bullets left.
Oh
They
my.
connect.
It's going to be another great day because, of course, we have our Valorant Game Changers NA Series 3 presented by Verizon. Their final day of our qualifications, and it has been an absolute ride so far, so I cannot wait to get into today's action, qualify our final teams to our main event. My name is Sierra Dawn. I'll be your host for today, and I have two wonderful casters joining me on the desk. First off, we have Ben Silly, and can you believe this, fans? We have a world champion here gracing us with her presence, and we got Potter.
I get the cast with the VCT
Stop it, guys.
2023
Stop
World
it.
Champion. Coach
Hello,
E.G.
hello.
Potter? Dude, I'm
Oh
not
my
even gonna
God.
focus on games today. I'm starstruck.
Thanks for the gassing up, guys. Thanks for the gassing up. I'm excited to be here. It's been a short break, but I couldn't stay away. I'm excited for some good Valorant here today.
Can't blame you for not being able to stay away because we're on our 4th day. But what we've already seen in the qualifier so far has just been absolutely incredible. These matches, there's been some that have been so close. We have had so many overtimes, I can't even keep track of it anymore. And we got our first 4 qualified teams, fans, into our main event. 4 huge names that I'm really not surprised to see make their way there.
Yeah, and despite, even if you're looking at the final score of the series, seeing like 2-0s, the games in itself has been very close overall. Like, I gotta give props. If you haven't watched the new game versus version 1, that second map that allowed version 1 to actually even qualify into champions in Brazil already with this victory was a 13-11 scoreline on a Yoru versus Yoru matchup. And it's very fun to watch. So I would recommend going back to checking out the VODs there over at Val Esports so you could witness the shenanigans that was happening in that match.
So close. It was such a good one, but version 1, they'll keep their undefeated record so far going in the event. We still have so much more Valorant, so anything really could happen. Today, though, we're going to be focusing on the teams that are still trying to make their way into the main event. There is so many still fighting for their place in that lower bracket. The teams with the star next to them are just one best of 3 away. Everyone else, well, they're going to be fighting it out. First, Potter to try and make a chance. And there is a lot of really strong teams here. It's kind of heartbreaking to see them all listed.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we've been talking about the fact that these matches have been kind of neck and neck, and right away in the opening match, probably gonna see exactly one of those again. We've got Misfits. It seems like each of their starts have been a little bit slow, but they've been so darn close at closing out some of these series. So I'm excited to see if they've actually turned another page in their strat book and they're able to close some rounds out here today.
Yeah, it's been really, really fun to watch them go on by, but it's definitely going to be a lower bracket run that is definitely a little bit difficult here with all the talent that we have still with the remaining teams, as they're going to be going up against Catface to start things off. And yes, I'm talking team, but this team has some players, let me tell you what. And whoever wins this one, well, Vans, they have to go up against FlyQuest next. I mean, there's no free games here, that's for sure.
So if you're just looking at that previous transition to this one, yes, we're going to follow through the course of Misfits, but these 3 teams, Misfits, Meow, or I like to call him :3, apologies chat, or FlyQuest, right?
Or Catface. Or Catface,
or
man.
Catface is also good as well. But 2 of these teams will also be going home, and the storyline through these is going to be very fun because Misfits and FlyQuest, if that's going to go according to the script, is going to be a very nice rematch, but also just Catface and Misfits themselves is going to be a very nice head-to-head to talk about.
Yeah, especially to the Misfits roster that we have now. Well, a couple of the players on Catface used to be on that roster, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. First off, we'll talk about this Misfits roster and the new additions that have been slotting in, because already the new additions that have been added to the squad, Potter, they have been looking so good. Tasty especially has really been impressing out there.
Yeah, exactly. And only within a couple months as well. Synergy absolutely there. You know, these close matches, we got to highlight Tasty, newcomer on the squad, and they've been on that sky, and we've been seeing some crazy utility coming out of this player, but at the same time, so steady with the aim, so steady on those frags. And like I said yesterday, wasn't able to close out some of those crucial rounds, especially in that second map, but I'm expecting a faster start here today for Misfits.
Especially this matchup in the first map too. This went into overtime of a 16-14 that EG ended up clawing through and getting this one. And overall though, it's to see how a lot of these teams, Christine just mentioned, Tasty came in new into the roster. It still looks like a very complete roster. EG did the same thing with a couple of roster changes, and Thea coming in a new IGL role. A lot of these teams are just really trying to revamp and putting all their eggs in one final basket to try to win and make it to Brazil, because now with version 1 pretty much qualifying across, everybody's playing through circuit points right now for that second place or by winning the event so they could make it through. So the chances are getting slimmer and slimmer, and everybody has to step right up. And Tasty put up numbers in that series to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see it right here. Just the prowess in that server, the mechanics shining through. These players are absolutely capable of getting those sort of multi-kills. And if Misfits are able to just kind of take a step back and fix those small minor mistakes, right? Yesterday we saw some 2v1s that absolutely Misfits had the ball. They had everything they needed to close out some of these rounds. So if they're able to just talk about that as a squad quickly, I think today they should look like a more confident Misfits coming into this series.
And they might have all their eggs in this one roster basket here, but we can't get too far ahead of themselves because they have to be going up against Catface to start things off. They still have a whole lower bracket run ahead of them, but looking at this Catface roster is definitely... I love the logo. It cracks me up every single time. But there's definitely names here too, Potter, when you're looking over at this team that are very recognizable.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's the revenge tour that you were talking about, right, Sierra? But firstly, do y'all see a cat in... I don't see the cat, but
I see cat in Super Cat's name.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You know what? Let's highlight Super Cat. Let's go ahead and highlight Super Cat then, because they've been absolutely popping off. It's been the Rays consistently for the past couple days, but you know, the Jet as well, absolutely capable, explosive type of player, and that's exactly what you want on your new duelists, especially if they're a newcomer.
Yeah, and on top of that, a long Super Cat, and we're just talking about the revenge arc for Vanina and Lunafox, the last two players that, or the two players that also had experience playing with the Misfits roster, to have that experience and that support to play around Super Cat. That's what's going to elevate Super Cat and them to really step up to the plate and put up a good matchup against Misfits. And I love this little tweet as well. It's nice and heartfelt too. It's a fun tweet saying, look, I miss tweeting Misfits win, but not this time. We're going to have to try to win against Misfits today if we want to try to qualify into the top 8.
I love that. It's just like, all right, it's one can't survive while the other lives type beat when we're looking at this lower bracket.
Yeah,
and
that's today.
That is today. And I'm excited to see what Catface is capable of too, because when we get these unsigned teams but see the caliber of players on the team and the history that they've had, I mean, you definitely get excited about what they've been capable of, what they're cooking up. And looking a little bit more of the, what do we call it, Misfits alumni here with Lunafox and Vernita. Let's focus, Potter, on how they've been doing during this Game Changers 3 run.
Yeah, we gotta break down some of these stats. I mean, Lunafox, Vernina, it's that revenge arc, and today they're gonna have to step up to the plate. I mean, listen, this is definitely, I wouldn't say David versus Goliath, but on paper, this should be Misfits winning it out of the park. So absolutely, Vernina, Lunafox, these two players have to step up to the plate. And Lunafox, look at that ACS, 230, 149 consistent ADR, so definitely capable, absolutely.
And top of that, playing initiator roles for Lunafox and a center role for Vanita in most of their matches as well. So again, we've highlighted Hasty, but there's that support system that's going to come through that, and Vanita is going to be the one that's going to be also having to go with the clutch genes if it comes down to, hey, the support and the entry can't do what they can. Well, Vanita hopefully could do this for the team too, and they've done so. We've mentioned the series and the games being very close in the game changers in Series 3 here in North America. They could definitely pull this off. So I'm not writing anybody off going into the lower brackets today. It almost feels like any of these three teams could make it through to the top 8, and it'll just be a heartbreaking, but at the same time, so cool to see Catface if they can make it through, and then the Orcs don't. So you'll have another unsigned team making it to the top 8.
It's going to be such a great day ahead of us here, and I don't want to waste any more time here, so let's go into our map picks and bans and see exactly where we've been going, especially to Potter during Game Changers, at least on the main broadcast. We've seen a lot of the save, and we're actually going to be seeing a little bit more of that.
Okay, yeah, a curveball thrown. You know, Meow or Catface, they've been kind of leaning into that split ball game, but I'm glad to see the pivot. I'm glad to see that they're changing it up. They've lost the last 2 times they picked that, so changing it up. Haven, as I talked about, Super Cat, that jet coming out to play, it should be absolutely explosive here.
Yeah, and when you're looking at the map vetoes, the curveball is still, for me, looking something that Catface or comfortable in playing, because as Potter said, they always picked a lot of split, but it's not them that ban it as their second map. It's Misfits, and they're also a team that's comfortable playing on Sunset because they let that float as well. So or they pick split and they leave Sunset to float, or vice versa. So now it's just a curveball to say, hey, are these teams going to continue, or is this team Catface going to continue to play the split Sunset, or will they do something different? The different comes out today, and hopefully Misfits Black, is ready for that.
I'm excited too. I always hope for that map 3 because I want to be able to see these games go the distance, but this would be the first time that, at least on our main broadcast, that we get to see that Sunset coming out too. I feel like for the fact that Meow just at the end there, Potter, were able to put Misfits in that, all right, well, we're going to Splitter, we're going to Sunset situation. I feel like that's a situation where we could really see Catface, like, if we're seeing a turn, we're seeing an upset, I feel like that's where it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, one of these teams has to be able to get through that pressure. They've been falling short these last couple days, but today one of them is going to kind of go over that last hurdle, and I'm excited to see Sunset too. I mean, I don't know much about that map at all. I think a lot of us are going to be learning from these teams and players, so I hope Sunset comes out to play here.
Fingers crossed we're gonna get there, but we gotta get through Haven and Lotus first, and our agent select is ready so we can start getting underway with our first map here in our lower bracket. Have fun, guys.
Thank you so much, Sierra. And yes, Christine, we're going into the first map now, being Haven. Yes, maybe some sunsets on the horizon, but for now, we do definitely have to focus on what we see in front of our screen right now. Nothing really unorthodox from either of these teams.
Yeah, nothing so much. I like that we're gonna see 2 different controllers though, right? I mean,
yeah.
Astra on Julia, Omen for Slandy, definitely very different stylistically in what you can do. Astra absolutely expecting a lot of that cross map help, and you know, both of these squads, we should be seeing a fast start here for Haven. I mean, we talked about how close and neck some of these rounds have been for Misfits. They got to be feeling a little bit salty for this map. They've got to be feeling like they need to be able to prove themselves once again here in day 2.
Yeah, cross maps help is definitely going to help with the Astra in the hands of Julia for Catface, and maybe we're seeing a little bit more of that resurgence of Astra coming back now into some of these compositions. Version 1 pulling it out with Mel. I think it's also maybe because the Omen nerf here that came with that flash could be one of those reasons why maybe he's not going to be as useful anymore, although some teams still find value to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to mention just the Sentinel aspect of being the Astra, right? I mean, it's definitely so hard to actually take the site when you know that Astra's suck is still on the table. But we got to talk about the Raze too here, Vance, for Edith. I mean, we're going to be seeing 2 very different duelists going at it. The entry pathing is different. Edith on the Raze, they're going to have so much utility. So Catface, they got to be ready. They've got to call out the paint shells and have that in the back of their minds.
Yeah, they have to be ready. They have to be on top of their games as the barrier is about to come up here on Haven between Catface and Misfits. With Misfits, speaking of the Rays, in the eyes of Edith, looking for a slow control towards middle with the rest of the team.
Immediately using the dog here, trying to get that control. Great fault line. Vernita thinking about it, but she falls back, and a huge shot here from Julia.
Paranoia also comes out towards the C side. Vernita still looking for that timing. Drop down, it's gonna get hurt. First
What a
headshot,
shot.
first blood comes out for Catface, but gets immediately traded out. Edith, though, still low on HP. Spike now picked up by her, and as they're gonna fall back and scale back. Looks like they want to reset here because the defense did come for the rotate on that C site.
Yeah, and that trade was absolutely needed. It's unlucky that Tasty was the one to go out. Edith absolutely needs a heal here, but looks like they're grouping here towards front B. They should be able to get the spike down. None of the defenders are in here. It looks like they're getting the wrong read here, Vans. They think it's going to be an A hit.
Little bit of a silver lining for both of these teams. Edith needing a heal, but Tasty falls, but it could go into B when Vernita's utility is gone. So the plant comes in for the B side fault line to take control of the A link. And now the battle ensues. Looks like the defenders had to retake back towards the C side. Beautiful fault line coming out from the breach on the defense. And that will now force the flood back towards the A link. A trade-off for both of the teams. A 2 versus 2 as the spike is still down on the spike. And speaking of trade-off, it's a 1 versus 1. Ludafox now against Slandy playing the post plan outside of the B main. There's that first shock dart coming out, gets spotted, hit down to 74 as Ludafox is now creeping up on that spike, taps on it, a face-to-face battle. The ghost is good enough, and Ludafox will get to the fuse here for Catface in the first round now of the series.
Catface. I mean, I thought that for sure Misfits had it, right? We saw that the defenders were falling back. Nobody was near that B side. And once you get that spike down, once you're able to get that A-link control, that retake becomes so damn difficult. But here for Meow, they're absolutely ready. And it helps that the fault line was so pivotal here. Misfits, they all had to cower in this corner. I mean, Ludafox, she just had fun in this round.
Yeah, it definitely shows that there's some good reads going on for both of these teams and how they push and pull on the map control between Meow and Misfits, or Catface and Misfits. As for the second round, though, looks like we want to step up a little bit here. A 4-1 split, a lurk on the A side, and with that shot off the Nano Swarm that was thrown here by Catface, won't really move out any other players yet except putting out a smoke here. The Nebula coming out from Julia.
Yeah, I need to keep a close eye on this round here, Vans, because, oh, well, okay, Super Cat says she's got it all under control. They find a quick Marshall shot down long A here, but what I was saying was these second rounds have been so spicy for the last couple of days, and these pistols, the swarm factor, absolutely coming into play, but Ludafox is going to get a lot of control, a lot of information, and a quick burst with that Bulldog.
Yeah. So the default, a little bit of lurk not working out. Now it's one-on-one individual peaks being won by the stronger weapons, and Ludafox looks like she wants more. Trying to creep back out here, maybe looking for a timing to get through these smokes. Even a smoke comes out on the defender's side, so she could aggress just a little bit more.
These egos, they... She smells them.
Exactly. Trying to build up that Hunter's Fury. I mean, she's one away from that one, too, so I like that focus. Or it's a death, or it's a kill, but going into their bonus round, that Hunter's Fury is going to be ready right away. Guarantees that. Last one spotted in the front, a 4K into the round, and there is that Hunter's Fury for the bonus.
Yeah, and I like the fact that no matter, even with all the numbers advantage and even being on an anti-eco, Catface, they looked absolutely disciplined there. We saw that crossfire in Garage as well. Beautiful shot coming out for Super Cat there, but that crossfire in Garage, they maintained it, and as easy as it should be here.
Yep. And as it went slow on the C side, looks like on the attackers, they're still trying to find some sort of control here towards this Garage. And in the indication what we have from the utility coming out from Misfits, a little bit different. You still have an alarm button that's going to watch towards the long range. But let's cut the noise here. We have an aggressive, off-the-rep Hunter's Fury. Does get the ping and the kill onto Tasty. And that's, again, the heal's gone right away.
Rolling it back. Ludafox just ripping the Sova ult off the rip. She's rewarded for it. But this is a bonus, fans.
Yeah.
Super Cat, again with that Marshall, she's got a deep line of sight. But Edith, a lot of mobility here.
Spotted the knee.
What a boom bot.
Yeah, does some good damage there, and she falls back in the side, but already has support from the rest of Catface, and that was a fault line and a raised boombot being spotted and heard by the defenders, so they're actually over-rotating three
This
players.
flash play.
Close.
Oh, she got bamboozled, the dart!
He's trying to go for the dart and the contact play and didn't get the information. Unfortunately, that opens up the A site, and Misfits will get a plant.
That is so unlucky, Vans. You saw that
Yep.
Eve, they wanted to throw the flash, but that dart gave him a false sense of security, so puts the flash away, and lo and behold, they're there. And this retake, I mean, it's not even going to happen.
No.
Catface, they've got to start thinking about a save. And you can see they're probably talking about utility here, what they've got left, and they've got nothing. And Orb just comes back up for Julia, so they're thinking about it. They want to see if they can throw some damage, at least finances-wise. But, oh, that is unlucky.
Or was that intentional? A nice little smoke that Vernita thought maybe it was just going to land on the top of heaven, and you saw the idea in the end. Looks like the conversation wasn't going to go for the save, but to try to do the econ damage as they had this bonus round. And it looks like Misfits makes out of it. Despite losing Tasty so early in the round from a Hunter's Fury, they still salvaged the other 4 rifles that they purchased.
Yeah, huge buy coming into this one. I still would have liked to see a little bit more survival there, even though it was a bonus. Die to the spike or try to get some exits. But either way, strong purchase. And that operator immediately coming out here in round 4 for Supercat.
Yeah.
And look, aggressive peek. She's going for it.
Fault line 2, trying to get her in position, but a counter fault line and a flash. Well, that's not going to allow Supercat to really get that position early, Christine.
And you can see they're nervous. Misfits, they've got to use the dog to get control. They heard that operator go off. This is a lot of utility here. Being traded. They do get that short A control here, though, but we already saw Catface being very willing to go re-aggress into that long A. You see the breach right there in the pocket of Supercat. If they want to go for a more aggro peak, they can.
Yeah.
But it looks like just cutting noise here for Misfits, and they're going to rendezvous towards that KJ and garage. Huge. That dart break is huge, man. Tasty doing a damn good job. Now, right now, they've got to keep defenders at A. Meow. They don't have enough info.
You're right. You definitely see even Vernita taking a step back here towards that C-Link, not really looking for the early pressure in garage. So window of opportunity here for Misfits to now flood in the C site. Now the turret gets broken, and Julia is up against the world, does get the first blood. Yeah, indeed. And redemption as well. 2 kills for Vernita on the backstab, leaving the last 2 players of Misfits at long C. It's smoked up here on the attack, trying to look for an opportunity to just hide and just save their guns or attempt to save their guns with the following seconds remaining in the round. Very well done for Catface.
Huge. And Vernita, right? We saw her going for that play on pistol and just didn't get the timing right. But this time, just goes all in, rewarded with a double. And yeah, just like that, the defenders win this round. And it looked so good for Misfits. It looked so good. Tasty did everything they needed to towards that A main. And you saw that 2 defenders still remained, so they had that opening, they had that push, but Vernita, such huge hero plays coming out.
Oh yeah, you needed one of those, and we talked about at the beginning of the game, these type of players, Vernita and Lunafox having to step up here if you want to give Catface a chance to support around Supercat. And the game plan seems to be there. Misfits afraid and identifying Supercat on the attack, and then the rest of the team are doing their job just holding the rest of the sites. And it continues to be that same type of pressure on this A side, on the defender side. As for Misfits, back into what worked for a bit, taking control of Garage.
And Supercat has a deep line of sight, a lot of A main control. We can expect to see Lunafox being a lot more mobile, go ahead and leave. But it looks like Catface, they want to keep 2 defenders there, and this is a huge read. Take a look, Misfits, they're regrouping for the 3rd time this half. Back towards A, and as soon as this dog goes out, Supercat, they didn't spot her. There it is.
Finally does so, but okay, I thought that Catface was gonna try to push back towards B because of that dog.
Oh no!
Supercat still wants to commit into this, gets fault line and picked off by Edith. Great first blood to start things off here for Misfits. As Lunafox is right there out in the open. Gives the advantage back onto Catface. The TP goes in the back of the site from Slandy, spotted by a Recon Dart 2. And it's going to be so difficult now for Misfits to take over this A site. Trying to go through. Ludafox hiding behind the smoke, left behind by her teammates. Julia picks up the kill. Now the smoke dissipates, but Carly still lands that frag. A 2 versus 2, just
left.
like that with 30 seconds left. And the flank is coming in for Vernita.
The trades were so crucial. Now just biding time. Eve, you could see she's sniffing. She's aware.
Also looking for a flash potentially to get
15
Vernita out, but
seconds.
instead looking for the tap, waiting for the tap to come out first. There's that swing out from Vernita. A 1-for-1 though. 8 seconds left on the clock. Turret gets broken. Nanostorm does not protect the spike, even gives a chance here for the plant to come down for Slandy. Back of the site now. You also see Vernita just made her way up, hit it inside the corner, but with that shot now still gives the information that she's trying to retake the site from sewers. There's the jiggle!
Sheesh.
And Slandy just wins the kill with the off-angle setup, and Misfits put 2 on the board.
Yeah, I have to talk about that off angle again. It was just so huge. Just a
Yep.
small adjustment, a slight reposition, and just completely outplays. Not to mention that crosshair adjustment. It was just beautiful, but such unlucky round here for Supercat. You saw that they were wanting to go for a bigger play, wanted to re-aggress and find that opening, but their dash was down. They had to use it way too early in the round. So unlucky, are not able to get that A main control. And you can see they're shifting. Supercat's got the judge.
They went for that little push there with the fault line. Supercat with the judge dashing through, but gets stopped right away. Doubles are pushing her out.
Oh my
Showstopper and lets it onto Edith midair. That's a showstopper down, keeping everybody busy so Vernita can swing up for 2 kills. Carly through the smoke. Supercat falls. Advantage still for Catface. And the spike, though, still in the hands of Misfits.
Ride or die. I love it, Vans. I love it. Supercat was in there. They said they wanted to back up their homie. Everyone quickly finding fights and duels, but the advantage clearly here for Catface. And I love that they fell back completely.
Yeah.
Misfits, either way, they've got to re-clear everything. They've got to clear their corners. They have no idea what this setup is going to be. You can see here Eve is also so close to help Julia in a crossfire.
Because Misfits can't scan, they have to work as a group to try to go for the trade-off. Both pushing up towards the window. Now Jiggle being spotted by Ev. Goes for the flash, falls back, and there is that support here towards that C-side. With 30 seconds left, though,
30
it's still
seconds.
So much
repivot if you want to,
utility.
but it's a Rolling Thunder instead, getting ready to go towards Logs, and also the back of the C-site. Comes up, Ev gets pushed up in the air. TB coming through from Slandy. The back of the site lands onto Julia. Now the 2 versus 1. They still don't know that Ev is somewhere inside the site, not being cleared towards Logs. Lines up both of them, but only gets 1 kill. Once again, another opportunity to win a 1v1 is Slandy, planting that spike down for long C. Lunafox with the shock dart, putting Slandy down at 41 HP, 3 bullets left indeed. Swings out for the first time, forced to reload, down to 11 HP, tries to run away, and Lunafox gives that respect.
She's gonna throw the one way. I think she's throwing the one way. This should give her some chance to TPs to kind of misdirect here.
So smart, but it's a tap from Lunafox. Even walking forward out in the open, headshot there. A nice attempt from Slandy, but Lunafox stops the bleeding, brings out a couple of confident shots, and that's Catface now up at 4 against Misfits 2.
Yeah, she had to check. She had to check if Luna was going for the half. It would have just made that clutch so much more difficult. NT's in the chat there. Things got so dicey, and that breach utility, so much of it, both breaches actually for both teams, had so much utility to be able to react and respond. But this opening, this was wild. And again, that ride or die factor, you have to love it.
You see, what do you got to say about that judge?
I love, you know what? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Listen, I'm not a fan if it's just, you know, not playing to the judge's strengths. But if Supercat wants to go ham, I'm all for it.
Well, it's not going to be in the hands of Supercat this time around with them winning that round. As a team, it's a full Vandal and Guardian for Julia, while the rest of Misfits also a lower buy, but 2 Bulldogs and 3 Vandals. Once again, it still continues. We're continuing to see Misfits really try to take control or at least create presence in this garage against Catface.
Yeah, and you can see Lunafox still holding on to the Sova ult. That's gotta be so paranoid for Misfits as they were going and inching into that garage and even coming through this A main. Just having that in the back of their minds, huge fault line. pushes Supercat off that line of sight, but they're gonna reaggress here. Breach in the back pocket. This splash is gonna be huge.
Big, but Edith
the
Nice
turn.
was able to turn away from that 5 HP left. Although, will this stop the push? Flashes, or should I say smokes already coming out
Look at
on the
Luna.
defense. TP comes across. Luna definitely here playing towards heaven, but they still have time to work with here. 4 versus 4. Made that pendant with the lurk now towards
30
mid.
seconds left.
Advantage back now for Misfits. Timing was almost there. Grenada just got spotted. Pandey comes in to help out. Continuing the numbers up for Misfits. That means no Hunter's Fury coming out to defend and delay the spike plant.
Man, Misfits played this round so damn well. You saw Lunafox, the Sova on the defense, consistently going into spawn, consistently trying to find the timing to rip that Hunter's Fury and assist their team in this round. But that Omen ult completely just put a wrench in the works.
Yeah.
Did not allow that game plan to come through. Then all of a sudden that A site just falls. It feels so weak without that ult coming out to play. Very close though, very close, but Misfits, that slow play and that B lurk coming up huge.
That's good here for Catface to save their last 2 rifles here. You can see the economy is very low for the remaining 3 players that unfortunately fell by the hands of Misfits. And even on the post plan, Misfits had everything. Still 2 smokes, Paranoia available. You definitely saw here from the point of view of Catface that it was not going to be a winnable situation. A chance to turn it around though with these 2 rifles and a Blade Storm available. So 4 ults actually available for the defender side. And to me, it almost screams like this is something that you want to kind of use to really throw the wrench on the other side here, Christine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Supercat's willing to run it down mid with a judge, they're absolutely willing to go ham with the knives. So you see Breach once again in the back pocket. Looks like we're going to see some long C aggression, but KJ utility, Supercat's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. And it's red, it's funneled. I mean, the recon dart even came out towards the spawn side on the attackers. You can get ready for this right now, Bernita. Fall back, play the retake game if you can. Meanwhile, the alarm mark did get broken. It's just going to be a slow delay. Both smokes already came up. Misfits is probably looking for these 2 smokes to go down on the defense before they can re-hit.
Yeah, Misfits, they should be feeling pretty good about that. And as I say that, they should be feeling really good. Pandays found a timing.
Oh, yeah. Lunafox was checking it at first. Now under heavy pressure, they have to focus now inside the site. That gives the opportunity here for the backstab to happen. It seems to be decent so far, though, with this mixed fire that you had with the 2 rifles that you saved. But it looks like it's back in the favor of Misfits in this post plant. Only saving grace now for Catface is a Blade Storm available for Supercat. Identified by the flash that just came behind her. Supercat's going to try to look for this pick. They're looking back towards the sewers just to allow here Julia to move up. There's a first contact down towards Hell. Looking back towards the right. Cannot connect those ones. Low HP. The Sheriff still cannot connect either as Panday comes in on the cross. Fire at the top of heaven. And Misfits are able to tie the game 4-4.
That was close. That was close. I would have loved to see Meow and well,
You mean colon 3?
Colon 3. I would have loved to see Catface here kind of hold on to that fault line. You saw that as soon as that fault line went off at Long C, they knew the Jet was running it down with the knives. So they just responded and reacted really well, optimally towards that A site. They knew it was going to be weak side, and they're rewarded for it, right? And at that point, again, you've got to be able to kind of throw some bluffs at this point. You could see that Misfits, they chained around 3 rounds together. Catface, they want to not just show all their utility in the beginning of the round here.
Yeah. And with that, forcing a timeout, Catface probably having a buy round this time around with all of these ults that we mentioned before. I don't think any of them were used besides the Blade Storm. So still 3 very good ults that they have in the lockdown in the Hunter's Fury. Lunafox found some great value towards it in that round number 3 when she was already able to get that ult out and take down Tasty. Will this be something similar right now? And that might be the discussion around this timeout.
Yeah, we'll see what the buy is here. It's going to be a bit of a quasi buy. No, it's a full buy.
Yeah, a little bit of a Guardian. 2 Guardians coming in, though, so... Yeah, I'd still call it quasi. I do agree with you. It's going to be difficult, but at this level, I mean, I guess for you, Christine, when it comes down to a VCT champion, you see Demon 1 with a Guardian, it's still a full buy, right? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lunafox, I like her positioning here. She's got a lot of that cross map. She can just simply run towards A site and rip that Hunter's Fury. You know she's been itching to use it. And this time around, I think that pause absolutely coming into play. Holding on to the utility is Breach. They're just going in, Vans. They're not stopping.
100%. Hunter's Fury even coming out. What a play here by Misfits. But it pings 2 and 3! Lots of players being damaged. Carl even falls in the process. Heals at least coming up because Tasty didn't fall by that. Still an opportunity to retake the site. They have Seekers available on the attack, but now with that Nanoswarm, that's going to slow down the attack for a bit.
I was just about to say that Edith did a damn good job baiting out the Hunter's Fury. You saw that she already had the satchel ready to kind of bail out of there, but still Lunafox just didn't miss. Didn't miss a single pick, but there's still a chance here. Look how lone Lunafox is.
Oh, what a shot all the way in the back of the spawn. Gets traded out. Lunafox inside the A site.
This flash.
Yeah, that's huge. Even the shots with the Guardian, they know that Lunafox is somewhere along the A site, had to fall back, so this will be at least a guaranteed plant coming out for Misfits. No Rolling Thunder delay. It'll be using Rolling Thunder for the retake right there. Gets shot right away. Looking towards the left. Nice little kill from Band-Aid. Traded off by Tasty, who has to clutch a 3 versus 1 right now, but it's not going to happen. A nice little play towards the end for Misfits. Or should I say for Catface. As you mentioned, Christine, Misfits did a good job baiting all of that out in the beginning towards that B site.
Yeah. Oh man, and it's even worse than that as well, Vans, because the timing that just kind of bit Slandy in the booty there. It's just rubbing salt in the wound. Misfits definitely had everything they needed, but man, just as soon as Slandy gets off the crosshair, pulls out the knife, Vernina turns the corner and just blasts her head off. So unlucky, but that timeout really paying dividends here for Meow.
Yeah, getting 5 rounds here on the defensive side. Really looking good in their confidence here as they're going to be able to switch sides in a couple of rounds. Moving into round number 10. Right here. So we're looking for early information on the A side, early recon towards the A choke, the same fault line. But Supercat doesn't have the op to go down with, so playing it more passively on the top of the boxes of sewers.
And I like the change of pace here coming out from Misfits. Edith investing a satchel to just get a lot more space, and now, right now, Catface, they gotta either re-clear or fall back or ask for more help towards A.
Still continuing this early duel between both Killjoys and Mirage. Basically a trade of utility every single time. Dog doesn't actually spot Julia around the C site, so still a great opportunity for Catface to reposition and play it to their advantage, but look at this push.
Yeah.
Looking right down it, there's 2 players there.
Huge though, huge repositioning. Julia's just been LOSing everyone this round. This crossfire coming out here for Catface, it should be a multi-kill.
100%. Vernina also repositioned at long C, so she could be the bait. Looking down first, there's that first kill. Will it get cleared? It will, but still the kill comes in for Julia. Immediately though, gets traded out. Meanwhile, we have taken control of Garage 2 for the Misfits team.
30 seconds left.
Retake now is going to be very difficult. Still, all of that breach utility available for Ev. And a Paranoia to counter right back.
Yeah, they've got to get a pick here. They've got to get a pick. Great reaction from Slandy. That's gonna that's gonna stop it entirely. Panday gets a flank as well. At this point, they've got to think about saving. They have to, or
until the
not
dash
do
comes
that.
in. But there's no smokes now to try to prevent them from getting shot down if they tap onto the spike. Still both swinging forward. Flash about to come out here from Tasty. It does get contact and information. And now at this point, it's going to be an angel. Still in favor of Misfits. 5-5 the scoreline, and we're going back and forth in this first half of Haven.
Oh no, that false confidence. That false confidence to go in there. Those 2 guns would have really, really helped coming into this round. Absolutely. They could have had potentially a full buy coming into this one. So with 2 rounds left, that's definitely gonna hurt. And you see it here, Julia and Vernina absolutely in position, but again, unlucky Vernina as she's ready for this crossfire to just give her and gift her. She just started repositioning. She got too paranoid because she lost garage control.
Yeah. That forces an eco now for Catface, looking for some mid pressure, and
they're not
this
slowing
already
down.
Instantly read by Misfits indeed. Already into the C site, it's open.
Huge reads for Misfits. And again, change of pace coming through. Somebody put the comms through that the fighters were pushing through A. But right now, the quick flank might throw them off. But as I say that, the KJ utility doing due diligence, holding onto the flanks there.
Yeah. But a flash gave false info. Nobody in garage, but Soba's just on the other side of Suna Fox. Beautiful fault line for the first kill. And then Super Cat with the headshot coming out from the garage window. Carly trying to regain position back into the garage side.
No.
It's still another backstab coming through. A 2 versus 3. Advantage out for the eco players of Catface. Both players stuck in the back line, dumped by Luna Fox. And somehow you win this round for Catface with the great utility combined from Ev.
And that fault line, I don't know if we can get a replay on that, but that was just a sliver. Just barely a sliver that caught Tasty there. I cannot even believe that. That was a beautiful crossfire. That should have been a guaranteed post-plant win. They had the read. We talked about it. That reaction was perfect.
Yep.
But Catface, they have no fear.
Yeah. Exactly that you're mentioning, and I agreed with you 2 rounds ago when it was just like, oh, maybe it's false confidence from the way that they're swinging, but now seeing how an eco could be so good on trap plays, off reactions, I mean, Catface are ready to come out swinging and play.
Incredible, and Luna Fox, she says, let her rip once again, and gonna get value. That's is that 3 this half with huge value?
Oh,
Luna Fox doing work this half.
And with the first pings coming out, not seeing anybody towards Stores or A, and the third one pinging Panday, they're estimating now that there was a 4-1 split to start things off. So look at the shift coming out from Catface. A lot of players moving in towards B and C at the start. So we have to start working the mid round now for Misfits.
Yeah, Misfits having to use that dog to regain mid control might hurt. It really could have helped regaining garage control. You can see Julia is going for that 1 tap here.
Usually it's been telegraphed as well. As soon as a turret comes out, somebody swings the window, so they want to triple face it. Showstopper to open up the site behind the Rolling Thunder, as Panda gets a nice little kill off the lurk.
And she's been getting that shot, that same exact shot all half long. Once again, gives her team the advantage. This is a 5v4 post. Optimal positions.
Yeah.
And Catface for the last couple of rounds, these retakes have been so difficult.
I mean, look at the amount of time Catface is taking to re-clearing down towards mid into the garage. They're giving so much respect. They don't know, have 0 information, and because of that, all getting punished. Supercat now becomes the sole player on a 5 versus 1 as they pop out the Blade Storm and are just going to have to hold W. And there's the high-low off the Arena Flex, only good for 1 kill, but at the end of the day, we're still in a tight game, 6-6, turning the slate into the second half as if nothing's ever happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Just such a back and forth half. Back and forth half. It seemed like at whatever point Catface was going to take control, Misfits, they always seem to have the answer.
And it goes the same way on the other side, too. Catface, Misfits, the reads towards the mid-round. And you're mentioning these moments, Christine, when sometimes if the dogs that's missing, that's going to maybe be the point where they actually don't get that round coming through. But I just love what's going on right now from both of these teams in terms of the IGLing and the adaptation throughout these rounds. And let's talk about that adaptation. How are you going to play the second half now as we switch sides? Catface on the attack, looking for a split towards the C site as Misfits are aggressing down towards mid.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle, Vans. It's going to be a battle, but meow, Catface, they've got an opening. If they WQ right now out towards C, they should get the beat, but there we go.
And 5 players now moving in. Everybody's still held back by a Astra smoke out towards the garage. Finally, as we drop down, that's going to be some audio. It's definitely being heard. Aftershocks playing at the pitch. Somehow, how does that land for 3 kills? Edith on fire, but the 4th kill is stolen away, but that doesn't matter. It's still Misfits running it back now on the C site.
That aftershock shoulda, woulda, coulda done a lot more damage than it did. But that explosiveness, that being so damn decisive for Edith in that moment, hugely rewards her with those kills. That was ridiculous. Was that a ghost?
Insane. That was insane. That was definitely a ghost. They never saw those bullets coming. Especially look at that. The paranoia and flash too. Dude, it was huge. It was huge. What a retake.
Yeah, and we knew it was going to be a battle. We knew it was going to be a battle from the start there. You saw as the defenders were inching down B, the attackers were inching forward into that garage. But an eco coming out here for Catface, and it looks like they want to just kind of farm the orbs on Lunafox, perhaps. And I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, so much value coming out here for the Hunter's Fury so far.
Yeah, and 3 out of 3 every time she popped them, right? So why the hell not?
Absolutely. We'll see if how hungry Tasty gets into this round. Still has a flash on their back. Yeah, you know, these are ecos. This is a time to shine, baby.
Oh, I was talking about your dad joke. That was actually awesome. Tasty's hungry. Yeah. But you're right. You're trying to slow things down, at least for Catface, as you've given information that you're trying to pick up the orb, and then trying to see if Misfits will do a misstep, but not in this case.
Oh, she didn't clear.
Well, Elisa dashed it right into the POV, but still Ev gets 2 kills with the Sheriff somehow. Advantage back here for Catface as they're repositioning back towards the B site.
And Edith might get timing. They might just pivot and go straight towards A. No one is on that site, but they decided to try to get Spike down.
And with 3, Spike now going down. Another shot there on the Tasty.
Oh, boy.
Got the eco? Slandy on a 3 versus 1. Inside the smoke. Inside 2 smokes. And that's Ev with 4 in the round. To try to get back up 7-7, man.
Come on.
Say it isn't so, Vans. That turned around so fast. I mean, I was just so ready to start hyping Tasty up. You saw that they had everything they needed. Beautiful opening, spike down, fault line coming through. But it's these pistols, Vans. It's these pistols.
It's crazy because it almost seems like the story for a lot of these games that were very, very close throughout this whole game changer is because the ecos have been, and the Sheriff has been on point for a lot of these players that kept these games and scorelines close. Because look at the economy coming in for Misfits now. Broke as a joke, only the Frenzy, the strongest weapon that they have, no armor. And on the attack, they have all the utility in the world. Oh, I love that. It actually didn't spot the crossfire from these 2 players.
But Lunafox should sniff this out, and you can see she absolutely does. That was real obvious when the KJ just ride or dies to try to break that drone like that. You kind of have an inkling, and absolutely Lunafox, you can see game sense on point here. A lot of control for Slandy, you can see, and not any utility. Things could get dicey, but I mean, Catface, they've got a lot of control. They're feeling good. All 5, they're grouped together, they're swarmed. And they're about to go on to a lonesome Panday here.
This is just textbook. Right now, the whole time when they had the first contact against that Killjoy, they knew it was a trap play. They waited it out after the flash and fault line, and then they re-hit the site because they know that on a lower eco, you want to stack a site somewhere. Now it's a free plant coming in for Catface, a 5 versus 5. A big flank coming in from the defenders, though, as Slandy decides otherwise. Meanwhile, we flood towards the back of the spawn. All 4 of them instantly die. So Slandy repositioning now towards the A link becomes a 5 versus 1. The reads continue to be very, very good for Catface.
Yeah, clean. As clean as you can ask for. Don't make me eat my words, Luna. There we go. And that's huge. I love actually what Catface did there. And I hope that this was calculated where they all stopped and they let Lunafox go hunt for this eco. Because whether she dies or not, she's going to get her Hunter's Fury online, right? So off the rip, being able to use this for a fast pace perhaps on your bonus is going to be everything for Catface here.
And it seems as though we might be ready for this for Misfits. Already a timeout being called, and just before the timeout came out. Yeah, but you saw those 4 players starting to set up towards that C side, so you may be right here, Christine. Looking at the Hunter's Fury being available, it could be a quick Owl Drone or Recon Dart back into the spawn to explode.
Yeah, and it should be, right? I mean,
Yep.
Supercat on that jet, they should be able to have a lot of fun this round. A
Yeah.
lot of fun. Breach in the back pocket, just feeding those flashes, allowing Supercat to actually get into that site. So we'll be curious to see what this timeout. I mean, Misfits, they see what we see. They see the
Yep.
Hunter's Fury online. They should be discussing that right now. Get a little bit of breathing room. Get comfortable, right? We got to get Tasty back online here. And this is absolutely the round to do it.
Yep. And you remember, if you were tuning into the first half of this matchup, bonus round for Catface, they had his Hunter's Fury. She popped it right off the rip. This time in a position potentially to do it this towards the C long. While the rest here of Misfits, you talked about it, maybe they've identified that. They have 2 players already inside the C site, and maybe somewhere a fast pivot coming in from this C link. Only a solo Killjoy playing in towards the A site.
I like this answer. Coming up from Misfits, Edith Rays. All these utilities should be able to respond, and that high setup with the Rays ult popping through. So many pings, Vance.
He was trying to get it on the top after they saw Edith on the top of the boxes. Edith also had the Hunter's Fury after that kill, and that's going to slow down the attack. So that chess match coming out from the timeout allows Misfits to get great control, rather, of the beginning of this round.
Panday has so much information right now. Her team can just stay strong side C here. Don't have to over-rotate. And this garage is going to be pretty difficult, but Lunafox finds some ground, some control, but Edith, once again, re-aggressing.
Yeah, Misfits, is their turn to say, look, we're probably better than this team. It's time to fight back. Don't
That's
give
not
any
good.
Respect, except for that.
That's not good. Carly is able to over-rotate, but now, I mean, Misfits, they've got the numbers advantage, but they don't have a lot of map control.
Yeah.
They've got to wonder where this hit is going to come from. Spike is in the hands of Julia, and you
30
can see
seconds left.
Catface, they want to stay grouped, and that's exactly the answer. I mean,
Yeah.
Misfits, yeah, they have to keep readjusting. They have to wonder what their site is going to be.
And also grouping it in an area where a flash coming out for information is not going to get too much. So taking a long C route, looking for the contact play inside the C site. Now
10
giving away
seconds
their
left.
position here with the full execution off the remaining utility coming out from Ebb as this breach.
Spike
Counter
planted.
paranoia playing now inside the site. No plans for long. Tasty watching the recross towards C and could give that information for their team for Misfits on the retake. You mentioned it, Christina. Disadvantage now for Catface as they're looking to push towards the spawn. But Edith stops Bernita as the first point of contact. Now the other two on an off angle, both of them. Big flash coming across, but it's a 2 versus 1 that unfortunately Ev cannot win. And Casey will get the defuse for Misfits, and it continues and continues to go back and forth.
Huge retake coming through here for Misfits, but huge props coming out for Catface. I mean, we mentioned it. They were down 3v4, but they made everything work. It's just unlucky that Eve had to use all her utility to clear C-side. If she had a flash left or
Yeah.
a fault line, something to be able to respond in that post, I think they're able to close that one out. But what an opening. What a read right after the pause here for Misfits.
Oh. And through that chaos off that replay, you saw that there was still
Last player standing.
some great plays being on the attempt of Misfits on that attack on the C site with the grab while the cuts they head towards the back of the site. We'll just change the pace a bit. Let's focus on the action. Early aggression coming out from Supercat and for Catface. Up for sewer control, but for Misfits, a walk down mid.
What a reaction.
Contact for trades. Wall banks attempted, but still a 4 versus 4 in the end.
And I don't know if that dart pinged or not. I don't think so. Panday's looking and feeling pretty comfortable with the judge just crouched and begging and waiting, kind of daring Catface to come through that corner. But you can see that the spike is staying there. This is going to be a fake.
Yeah.
How hard Misfits bites, we'll see. But Panday,
Yeah, not
Spotted.
anymore. Went for the jump peek and even spotted a player there, so even a Trailblazer to confirm, look, this was a fake. Let's try to pivot back. What do we do here in the mid-round?
Yeah, and you can see Carly close by with 2 flashes ready to react. But Catface, they've got to go back to the drawing board. They're going to regroup here.
Yeah.
Oh, what a spam. What the hell?
30 seconds
Even a
left.
flash to confirm that through the smoke. And this is an important kill to get onto Lunafox, because Lunafox has his recon dart to work with. So
Everyone's
there's the
rotating.
utility. The rotated Stinley comes across, as you mentioned here, Potter. Casey is around for the crossfire setup.
Oh
Almost
no.
a free kill. Should have been a free kill, and there you go. Through the smoke, fully blinded. And Carly's there for the support. Out of bullets! Still the right click. The classic came out fast enough. And Misfits, they take the lead.
Misfits playing this round well, and Panday has done a good job towards A. You know, things got a little dicey towards A, but you can see that she's feeling confident. She's able to consistently get a lot of control. Whether she's holding down the fort at short A, she's re-aggressing and getting all of A main control. So if she's able to continue that pace and finish strong here in this half, I mean, things are looking up and up.
We're looking at least up towards the A side for Catface, potentially trying to get this orb for breach so they could explode towards the A site. And this is where Panday once again is set up and looking to get challenged.
Yeah, and I like again that Panday is not even breaking that guard. She's just trying to find a quick opening, and she does.
Very nicely done. There's that push moving forward. So no chance here for the orb to get picked up. Carly with an off angle behind the smoke. The Catface are able to make it through towards the A site. PP comes across. You hear the op now finally for the first time on the attack, by the way, in the hands of Renina. They don't know, though, that Slandy has her own operator looking back from the spawn.
Yeah, an op in the Omen's hands for a retake 3v4. This is ticking and ticking away.
Yeah.
Looking very desperate soon. Tasty, this flash. We'll see how juicy it is.
Seems to be in a great position to blind two players here on the crossfire.
Good combo.
And from hell, combination with the paranoia.
Good
There's
combo.
the trade-off. Greatly done. But Julia's still standing in the back of the side. You talked about this operator. It's in the hands of Slandy, who lands up with the first. Picks up the Phantom. Now smoke onto the spike, the tap. Now Bernina runs across in a drive-by with the headshot. And Meow once again tie it back up. And Christine, I think we started this game in the green room saying, you know what, we won some very good games. It's probably going to be good games overall because at the beginning of this show, we mentioned how all of these games have been better and better and closer from GC to GC. It's not going to be an easy task for either of these three teams that we're following today to qualify to the top 8.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is a grind out here. I mean, everyone is having to really fight tooth and nail to get whatever W on the board that they can. But my goodness, I mean, it seemed like Misfits had everything they needed there.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this from Misfits. When they decide to fight, they usually come out on top. Edith is going in.
And that's how you start things off. Big advantage coming through. Even walking down for more aggression. Even the offward support, Benita gets picked off.
Oh,
sorry,
the
does
trades.
get the pick off, and the trades comes out at least for the attack. So that's still Catface winning all of these trades, and now an open side into A.
Huge comms coming through there for Catface. You saw that they wanted to pivot, but somebody made that comm come through. They spotted this guy. Quick retake, but beautiful shot. Good reaction. Slandy's gonna go for it too. Man. That was fast. That was a
so
fast round.
You talked about the aggression coming out, and usually Misfits good in the surprise plays, but seems really Catface ready for that too, and maybe we just have forgotten again. Luna Fox and Bernina have this experience with this previous team with Misfits, and maybe that's why you're starting to see these good reads coming out too from this attacking side.
Exactly. I mean, and forgotten, they forgot about short A there. They had all three players heavy tunnel vision towards that long A, and even though Edith was able to find that opening, that quick trade towards short A was just too much. Supercat, once again, a judge and the knives this time. Okay, this has to be a C-pop for Catface.
Yeah. Now seeing the Marshall coming out.
Hunter's Fury in combo too.
Exactly. Focusing on that orb for Luna Fox, and they don't really decide for that pop into the site yet. They want to see if there's any aggression coming out from long A, and they're going to read this with the utility to support back into A.
This crossfire. Edith has ult.
First shots coming across, trying to bait it out. Tasty gets picked off, though, trying to fall back. So the element of surprise is already gone, and once again, we're going for a double pump back towards that C pop. That was supposed to happen 45 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, Catface, they don't want to deal with that Raze ult and give a chance, but man, a Marshall on the other side. Slandy still has paranoia as well. This should stop the hit.
Oh, yeah. Smoking Paranoia, but a lockdown even on the
Oh
defense.
my
Edith
God.
with a nice pick onto Vernina, picks up the op. This is huge right now for the defenders. Showstopper also available.
30
The
seconds
repivot
left.
with 30 seconds left. It looks like Catface has to focus towards this B site. Alarm bot will be sounded off. As now it gets shot off. Tap onto the spike. Panday walking in here with the share, trying to get the backstab. Now all of the players on the attack focusing on the A-Link. Panday still trying to find the timing, but now slips through all 3 players.
Oh my
Still can't
God.
find him right now. So much focus towards the back of the gong, and then she gets backstabbed by Luna Fox. That's so unfortunate coming through, but there's still an opportunity. Showstopper now making her way up now into the B main. That's in the hands of Edith. First flash is coming through, keeping Supercat busy towards the front, but unfortunately, it's Edith solo in the back. Only good for one with that showstopper, but the round still comes in for Catface.
Oh, and unfortunate there to close it out for Edith as well. Finally busting out the showstopper. You saw she didn't want to just blindly throw it back at Gong because she just threw her paint shell there. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I mean, quickly, Julia, the reposition back and just makes it a Rosa ult. So unfortunate, especially considering how this round opened up here.
Oh, yeah. The story would have been so different if Panday was there 2 seconds earlier.
Yeah, man, the reads coming out is incredible. Whoever's making these calls and calling out for Catface, huge kudos there, because right away you saw that quick reaction as soon as they saw that raise towards down that short A sewer. They didn't have anything. They didn't want anything to do with it.
Beginning of the game here, we highlighted Luna Fox and Vernita. Luna Fox already with a triple-double with the amount of ACS that she's putting up as an initiator this tournament around. The stats were only on like the last 2 games that they played for Misfits Black, including some very hard, heavy hitters that they had to go up against. And this time around for Misfits, though, as the games kept going back and forth, might be one of those turning points, Christine. This timeout is going to be very important because on Catface's side, they have all the ults available for them too.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough indeed. The one shining light is that we've got the Sky Ultimate on Tasty's back, 2 away from Carly. Hopefully they're able to kind of farm that towards A, but they're staying strong to the setup. Panday, KJ solo towards A, and looks like they want to fight mid here. I like that deep smoke.
First.
Yeah, we just saw the deep smoke coming out here for Slandy towards that A main. It's going to delay and buy a little bit of time, kind of throw a misdirection that maybe they're fighting. Maybe it's not just the solo KJ again, but
Yeah.
it looks like Catface, they want to go sniffing and figure this out.
Especially when the Owl Drone started into the garage so deep. It might give an indication of, oh, maybe they're actually trying to go for some sort of a fake towards garage and re-hit towards the A site. But Misfits, instead of over-rotating towards the A site, they push down Slandy into cubby of C.
Yeah, Slandy's been getting a lot of control down C long, but unfortunately Carly goes down, and that's going to have to make these C players react. The alarm bot Jig is going to be up once again.
Oh, yeah. Renita is doing such a good job here on this flank watch. The entries, the lurks, and forcing now Misfits to have to play the retake towards the A side. Yes, although there's a little bit of delays coming out from the Nanoswarm. With this Cosmic Divide that came out on the attack, a huge wall, an easy plant now for Catface, and still so many ults for the pulse plant.
We've got a Paranoia for Slandy. You can see she's biding her time, having her teammates get ready in heaven, and here comes the retake.
Double flash 2, Rolling Thunder to try to delay. 3 players instantly fall, but they have Hunter's Fury and Lockdown. So already, there's that first tap on the spike. Nobody's going to stick it for at least 1 pulse. So now they have to fight back. Edith gets 4 into the round. It's up to Vernina, sticking onto the spike, and I think now she's going to give it up. Try to make it expensive if you can, try to save the op, and it's not going to happen. This was supposed to be such a clean pulse plant for Catface, and Misfits still had something else to say.
Yeah, the protocols, the retake protocols, staying true, staying strong here for Misfits, and they respond and react right away back. And what was that, 3 ultimates that Catface used in that round to get in?
Yep.
That one's gonna sting. That one's gonna burn. That is not what you want to give Misfits here this late into the first map.
They were actually all used for pulse plan as well for delay. Hunter's Fury, Rolling Thunder, unfortunately the lockdown, they thought that they didn't need that. But looking at Catface though, they don't want to give a chance here for Misfits to really breathe. already
You should
suffocating
run.
back towards an A-side split. Early lockdown as
Placing
Misfits are
swamp
looking to
grenade.
push back and flank here from middle.
Yeah, and I like this reaction from Misfits. They saw that the KJ ult was on the board, assumed that this A hit was going to come. You saw that Panday immediately reacted and got off the site. She understood that she was weak side.
Ooh.
Here comes the retake. The Seekers are out.
Yeah, and they're running back as she saw that information in that
Abort!
pressure. Hey, let's turn exactly. Abort, abort. Let's go back to the site.
Oh,
Hey,
that
Chelsea
nade.
splits them up, and Julia still gets 2
Oh my
kills.
God.
And post-mortem grenade kills. Edith evens up the tally on a 3 versus 3. There's a flank to flank. Carly looking for that timing for Nina as well. Is it going to be in their favor? Yes, indeed, it will be in the favor here of Catface. One more to go. It's Panday stuck in the back of the site. Luna Fox does get the kill through the smoke. And Catface are at map point versus Misfits to start the series.
The flank, the flank, the flank. The flanker became the flanker of the flanker. As you just said, man. That
Flankception.
was a wild round coming out here. And what the hell are we watching? What just happened, man?
Yeah, I mean, Misfits are trying. It seems once again, it's one of those moments where you're able to get these reads from both of these teams, and somehow the utility's so good, but then you just see Catface come out, bam, win duels, bam, win duels instantly, and there's really nothing here that Misfits could have done on that previous round, although let's not take away the credit here from Misfits. They had beautiful retakes on that round before, and a moment and a silver lining too, because of that round that they won, they have money to work with to try to force this into overtime.
Exactly, and along with that money, 2 ultimates online here as well. You can see strong side is towards the C. That should be huge info, and I like that Edith is pushing back down. Luna Fox shooting this angle should give a lot of info, and Raze in this corner is so deadly. And Raze with an ultimate in this corner is doubly deadly.
You see the, oh my
Just a
god, the
spam.
wall bang. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's no big
we'll take
deal.
Those. Somehow that works, and I was just about to mention Penny. Look at her position too. They're just getting into positions where high risk, high reward. Flash for information into Garage. They know now that Catface are taking Garage control.
Edith wants to get value. She's gonna find it. Point
No Rosa
blank.
this time. Trade it off though. Slanting in the back, paranoid now. Gives her position in the back of the side support there from KC. A rolling thunder as
Huge
well, so
ult.
both of the ults being used. 25 seconds left on the clock. It allows the assist here for Carly to assist herself for that kill against Luna Fox. Now the trades are perfect for the end, and keeping 4 players alive on top of that. A great opportunity for Misfits to try to bring this into overtime. This is going to be finally that quasi broken buy out from Catface. The moment where your economy gets broken is an opportunity for Misfits to bring us to the OT.
Yeah, the last time around when Raze, Edith on the side of Misfits had that showstopper, Catface, they read it. They had that misdirection. They had that mid-round calm that pivoted.
Yeah.
This time around, they just fall right into the lap of Edith. And that crossfire, I mean, that spam to open it up, that's tough.
Super tough. And even on top of that, when we talked about this money that was right and the ults that were available here from Misfits, they had to both be used, which then means that you have nothing to work with in terms of delays or impressive big utility to try to flood back the way that you just did this time around here for Misfits. And that's where Catface had a lot of good results out of these. The basic trades coming out from Lunafox and the rest of the team has been on point.
Yeah,
So now an
Misfits,
opportunity for them to try to get this here.
Sorry about that, man.
No, you're
yeah,
good.
the
You're good.
opportunity.
Never apologize to me. You're a champion.
Stop it. Stop it right now. You stop that. All right. We've been, listen, the Omen Ultimate is online, and I know that's not much. That's not much, but we did see a very clutch Omen ult coming out very early in this half. Slandy, she's been getting a lot of control towards this long C. If she's able to get inserted towards that cubby again and kind of misdirect with the Omen ult, that might slow Catface down in this round.
Will that be the case? First to start things off, though, it's the timeout and the first time that we're seeing bounces coming out from the front of the B site just to try to break any Killjoy utility. But the thing for Misfits, though, they've been always focusing this KJ utility on the A side, although purposed differently this time around for round 24.
Yeah, a bit of a different setup, and I like that. I mean, once that KJ turret's not spotted, I mean, that definitely could throw a lot of misdirection.
Scout destroyed.
Huge spot out there, Vans, but we talked about Slandy getting long C control, but this time around, Julia, she's tired of it. She's going to reaggress.
Oh, and Tasty's repositioning.
Oh, the noise.
Yeah. Almost got caught there, but instead, Catface are looking to where they started with the shock darts inside the B site. Explosion's about to come through.
Carly's so ready.
Giving it up. Actually, it looks like they want to play the retake on that side. Fault line pressure towards the A side. Completely gets all the hits onto Panday. We're not continuing. Just fighting inside the B site. The advantage then comes back here for Supercat and everybody else. Catface now only need 2 kills. Tasty with the flick kill onto Ev. But gets immediately traded out. Spike is down with 23 seconds. Can Slendy now save it for the team? Smoke coming up, allowing the Spike to get picked up here by Supercat to move in towards the A site. And even plant for the A side rather from B.
Yeah, you could see both teammates of Supercat are kind of bailing out. Maybe a little bit of miscomms there, but Slendy, she's going to have a lot to deal with here. No paranoia on her back either. She does have 2 smokes coming online, but this should be Catface's guaranteed, but I'm afraid to say that, Vans. I'm kind of afraid to say that out loud.
I mean, it's super passive. What can you really do here? Trying to clear out the side. The more time you're wasting, the more this star on the ground right next to the Spike is going to be difficult for you to get it halfway. So off the tap, it's a concuss first. 3 of them now moving back forward just to fight together as a team. 3 tap on the Spike to spray through. Oh my god! And now he's trying to stick it to halfway. The run across, and finally Julia is not going to let that happen. Catface wins the first map 13-11 against Misfits.
And just icing on the cake there is a run and gun through the smoke as well. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, you do what you got to do to close these kinds of rounds out. But my goodness, that was just a blind spray with a spray adjustment in the middle of it to find 2 kills. It's not a big deal, fans.
That's
it's not
crazy.
a big deal.
I mean, and it almost ended to a point where it almost saw an OT, but you got to see it, that it went really back and forth between these 2 teams, and they're coming hot off the gates here, and it's so nice to see these 2 teams really stepping it up to the plate for all these kills, all these lurks that's happening. But we'll have a chance to digest that very soon here. We're going to bring Sierra Dawn back from the break here for this series, for the Game Changers, series number 3 here in North America.
Have you ever asked yourself after a bad game, what am I missing? Or sought help from impatient friends? Or browsed desperately for answers that only bring up more questions? Your self-doubting days are over with Discovery, the first game-focused AI. Discovery is trained on the world's leading esports athletes to be your everyday personal coach. That's right, Discovery can help you improve your gameplay by giving you tips and strategies to take your game to the next level. Get started at aimlabs.com/discovery.
Red Bull gives you wings.